Hi, my name is Cindy Rang with the Fabric Patch in Ephrata, Washington. Our website is fabricpatch.net, and today we're going to do block number 8 of our Westport Block of the Month. Alright, so if you are just joining us for a Westport Block of the Month, you will find that we've already done blocks 1 through 7. If you've been sewing along with us, you know that we took a little bit of a break because I have a new granddaughter and life got a little bit crazy for a while there. So we're back on track. We have 4 blocks left and some finishing to do. And the other thing is I have not forgotten that we were going to talk about one of my favorite blocks, which is the cat's cradle, and a really cool tool. So we are going to get that done. We do have another cat's cradle block in this month's block, but we're going to go ahead and do it the way that the pattern is telling us to do it, and then I'm going to show you something kind of fun later. So I've not forgotten that. So anyway, this is block number 8, and if you bought kits from us, then these are the colors that you'll be using if you are working through your stash at home. And we're making a second one that is a little bit scrappier. You'll see that I did some different colors today, but on the pattern she does have the blocks that we're doing and the fabrics that were featured in the kits. These are all Hoffman fabrics. There was 2 different colorways. This was the other colorway, if this happens to be what you're doing, and I'll just show you that she does on the pattern. She's pretty specific about which colors she's using so that it's easy to see the pictures and find them in the pattern. And so we were using fabric number 3, this little teal one here, fabric number 5, and fabric number 13, as well as our background. So any version of that you'd like is fine. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what we have on the table. Okay, again, if you're first joining us, I'm going to encourage you to go back and look at the first 7 videos. If you are piecing along with us, this is all going to seem very familiar. So one thing I want to remind you is that when she's talking about cutting, if you're doing the twin size, that direction is up here. If you're doing the king size, it's down here, because you're either going to make 2 of these blocks for the twin size, or you're going to make 3 for the king size. And the other thing is she talks about cutting these strips, and she's telling you to cut 1.5 inches of your background, and this is a block sashing so that your block is floating. And again, if you look at this, you'll be able to see how that works, how your block is kind of floating in there in the background. So she tells you to cut that at 1.5, and that's the size that you need, but and every block I've told you to cut that at 2 inches. That is just a little bit of an insurance amount, so that when you're all done and everything is pressed, if this block is supposed to be a certain size, you can make sure that you have just that little bit in case something happened and it got a little bit tighter and your seam allowance was a little bit larger. So just a little FYI for that. The other thing is that as you're cutting, she's going to have you cut some 1/4 square triangles and some 1/2 square triangles, and we've demonstrated that in most of the previous classes, where you're just going to start with your background strip, lay that out, and you'll cut those out, and you'll have these fun little 1/4 square or 1/2 square triangles, and she tells you exactly the number that you're going to make. So all I want to show you is that these were my sort of weird colors. This is my color that I'm using instead of the teal. This is my color number 5, and this is my color number 13, and then my background here. So your piecing is pretty simple. You're going to start with your cat's cradle block, and you're going to use your square, or here I have one already started. You're going to use your square and your little 1/2 square triangle block, and then you're going to piece another one on there and sew that down, and it's going to end up looking like this. And then you'll add your big triangle, and we've talked about how to piece that and how everything just sort of lays in there perfectly. And you're going to make 4 of those for the block. And then the only other block that you're making with your other pieces that you have with these pieces are your 1/4 square triangle blocks, and you're going to end up making 4 out of this color and 1 out of this color. And then we're just going to look up at this again really quick, and you will see that that's what's here. This is the one that I've put together for the center, This is the color that I'm using for my outside. Here are my 4 Cat's Cradle blocks, and then this is the tiny little block sashing that helps to make everything float together. All right, so 2 of these if you're doing a twin, 3 if you're making a king. Pretty simple block really that has a lot of interest in it, kind of spins kind of fun. And next one up is block number 9.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.